In the summer of 1976, a simple poplar tree standing in the Korean Demilitarized Zone became the unlikely catalyst for one of the tensest military escalations between the United States and North Korea. What began as routine tree trimming quickly spiraled into a dangerous confrontation that nearly ignited a new conflict on the Korean peninsula. The tree, which obscured visibility at a key checkpoint, would soon thrust the world into a bizarre standoff, forever remembered as Operation Paul Bunyan. The Korean Demilitarized Zone, established after the Korean War in 1953, was a narrow strip of land dividing North and South Korea. Despite its name, it was one of the most heavily militarized borders in the world. During the Cold War, it symbolized the bitter rivalry between communist North Korea, backed by the Soviet Union and China, and the US-allied South Korea. The fragile peace was constantly tested by military posturing, skirmishes and espionage, with soldiers from both sides stationed just meters apart, ever ready for conflict. In this tense atmosphere, even the smallest incident could risk escalating into war. On August 18, 1976, a seemingly ordinary task took a fatal turn. At Checkpoint 3, a critical outpost in the Joint Security Area, a large poplar tree had grown so tall that it obstructed the view of US and South Korean forces, compromising their line of sight to the Bridge of No Return, a key strategic route between North and South Korea. To restore visibility, a group of US and South Korean soldiers was sent to trim the tree. Armed only with axes, they began their task, unaware of the impending danger. As they worked, North Korean soldiers appeared who aggressively demanded that the operation stop, claiming the tree had symbolic significance. Tensions escalated rapidly, and without warning, the North Korean soldiers launched a violent attack. This killing of 2 US officers shocked the world, turning a simple tree-trimming operation into a deadly international crisis that brought the US and North Korea to the brink of war. In the wake of these killings, the United States responded with a show of overwhelming force in an operation that was as symbolic as it was absurd. Operation Paul Bunyan. On August 21, 1976, just 3 days after the deadly incident, the US launched an elaborate military operation not to attack North Korea but to chop down the infamous poplar tree. Backed by a staggering display of might, hundreds of soldiers, supported by tanks, fighter jets, attack helicopters and B-52 bombers returned to the site. The US military assembled an overwhelming force of over 300 troops. The mission, to fell the tree that had triggered the crisis. The tree was cut down without resistance from the North Koreans, who watched in silence from their positions. The cutting of the poplar tree during the operation became much more than a simple act of revenge. It was a calculated Cold War gesture, dripping with symbolism. By deploying the force to remove a single tree, the US sent a clear message. Any act of aggression would be met with a powerful response. The operation was not about the tree itself, but about demonstrating military might and asserting dominance without escalating into war. Just when you think wars and geopolitics are all about maps, territory and grand strategies, remember there was a tree involved. Do share and subscribe.